Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live streaming in Zoom. We're also on YouTube. Do us a favor, no matter where you're watching us from, type in exactly where you're watching us from around the world. Numi's in 74 countries, actually 72, about to be 74 countries. So we'll give you a timer, giving you an opportunity to get your contacts online for today. Alrighty. The timer went wonky on us. So with that today, if you don't speak English, have a quick listen to this.
Por favor, vaya a la parte inferior de la pantalla en Zoom o YouTube y haga clic en subtítulos para leer en español.
Kérlek menj a képernyő aljára, a Zoomon vagy a YouTube-on, a Closed Caption részre, és ott el tudod olvasni magyarul a feliratot.
Silakan klik di layar bawah pada Zoom atau YouTube dan klik caption untuk membaca dalam bahasa Indonesia.
Pour les sous-titres en français, veuillez cliquer au bas de votre écran Zoom ou YouTube sur CC ou Closed Captions.
Zoom または YouTube の画面の下部に移動し、字幕をクリックして日本語で読んでください。
請到屏幕底部點閱隱藏字幕以閱讀中文。
Παρακαλώ πηγαίνετε στο κάτω μέρος της οθόνης, στο Zoom ή στο YouTube και κάντε κλικ στους υπότιτλους για να τα διαβάσετε στα ελληνικά.
請到屏幕底部點擊隱藏字幕以閱讀中文.
אנא עברו לתחתית המסך בזום וביוטיוב ולחצו על תרגום לכתוביות בעברית.
Proszę zejść na dół ekranu na Zoomie lub YouTubie i kliknąć napisy, żeby przeczytać po polsku.
Alrighty, so many countries, so many languages. With that in mind, please join me in welcoming your MC for today, one of the founding members of Numi in Australia, Phoebe Wallace.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody, whether you're online or on Zoom or wherever you're calling in from in the world today. I love this session every week, and it's my distinct pleasure this morning to introduce our International Vice President of Sales, Mr. Sergio Della Mora. Over to you, Sergio. Welcome.
Hey, thank you, Phoebe. It's always a pleasure to see all of you on this wonderful Members Night call. And like you're saying, we were just talking a little bit earlier. I love what you guys say. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, because we're an international company globally and we're connected. And I'm just so grateful for this technology. And we'll start talking a little bit about gratitude. If you're joining us from the United States, happy Thanksgiving week. This is actually one of my favorite holidays because you get to reflect a lot on what you're grateful for. And I mentioned this a few times, but I'll kind of remind it because I think gratitude represents a lot of what Numi is. The very first time I met Steve, we talked a lot about his vision for the company. And one quick fact about him is I ask him almost daily how he's doing. And you know what he tells me? He says, I'm grateful. So someone like him, I got thinking, man, I asked him, what are some of the things you're grateful for? And then he went on and, it's just so nice to know that our founder has that mentality. I mean, just some quick, nice quotes here that I like on this. So let's focus about this. Check this out here. It says, gratitude can transform common days into Thanksgivings, into turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. That's a quote by William Arthur Ward, and it's just so true. And I like this one as well. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. That's by Melody Betty. So there are just so many wonderful quotes out there that we can apply to our daily lives. And, as I've worked in this industry for quite some time now, that's one of the things that I like the most. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to just wonderful people worldwide, and we've talked so much about gratitude and what that represents. And sometimes we may not realize it because we're caught up in achieving personal goals, achieving professional goals, or just busy working hard, and we forget to see the simple beauties around this, and even as I've talked to Steve a lot lately, just the blessing of having good health. You can be grateful for what may seem to be the smallest things, but for some, that might be something they don't have. So it's always just great to practice that gratitude. And in behalf of all of us here at Numi Corporate, we want to show our gratitude for you and what you do and for being a part of us. In fact, we'll talk a little bit about that. part of showing our gratitude this year, we've done something a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Give me 1 minute, please. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some of this gratitude. I apologize. I just need to make sure I can see my screen. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Sorry, with Zoom, sometimes it just gets in the way of everything, but there we go. So we'll start there. So speaking about gratitude, you know, we've done something so special. We know that many of you have been waiting for this week when we have something that we call Blue Friday. It's actually become a culture of Numi. And let me just play a little clip for you. And so let's talk a little bit about that. We're showing our gratitude a little bit early. In the past, we've done Blue Friday, but guess what? This year, we're doing things very different because we have what we're calling Blue Friday week. So we started on Monday, and this promotion will be live until December 2nd. So why is that so great? Because you'll get to take off early on this wonderful promotion. We're looking for ways to always offer you something great while protecting our business. And most of all, you know, these are valuable products. And why do we have what we have? This is an opportunity for you to try 3 of our flagship products. You can get 1 of each, because if you buy 1 Numi Skin, 1 NutriSwish, you get a free Neuro. Now, I'm going to clear up a little bit of confusion because, like Michael said, we're in 72 countries right now, and it can get a little bit complex. You know, not everyone has had the opportunity to have Neuro yet, but that is the main focus. The promotion is to have a free Neuro. So if you're in the markets where Neuro is available, that is what you get. It's not meant to be switched for NutriSwish. Now, we want it to be attractive and fair for everybody. So for those that don't have the Neuro yet, you can have a free NutriSwish. So everybody wins. And that's what that means, is that you will choose. That's why this, maybe I gotten some questions regarding, but in reality, look at it this way. We're giving you the opportunity to try the 3 products. You'll get a free Neuro. If the Neuro is not available in your market, that's what we mean by or getting a free NutriSwish. So this is very clear here that it just depends on market availability, and take advantage of it because it will be live through the end of the business. Excuse me, not through the end of the business day, through the end of the day on December 2nd here in Utah, which is Mountain Standard Time. So you have all day. You can take advantage of having a promotion now. You don't have to wait till Friday. You can stock up. You can share with your friends you have for you for the holidays. But again, it just gives you an opportunity to value these products. And that we want to ask you to be respectful. What these promotions do is give you an opportunity to have these wonderful products, but the goal is not for you to get overstocked. But what I meant by get stocked up is because now that the holidays are coming, is a perfect time to maybe give that special bottle to someone that you've been wanting to introduce to the opportunity, or just simply get the product or get them for you or your family and friends. So it's a wonderful time. I will be clear, there is a limit on this, and we are watching the behaviors linked to the promotion very carefully. You can only buy 3. In most of the market, like what we're promoting is there's only a limit of 3. And you will see that the reason why that's there is, again, to protect our company and to protect you at the end of the day. So it's not something, of course, that we're advertising, but you may have noticed in your system, if you place an order, the limit you can do is 3. The system is per account. So the system is programmed not to allow anyone to purchase more than 3. However, take advantage of it. And even better, you know, this goes on through the end of this month, and you have 2 days in December. So happy early holidays for you, those of you celebrating. We are very, very happy and pleased to have this promotion continue to be a tradition and a part of our culture here at Numi, but even better that it's available for a whole week. If you have any questions, let us know. Because it is a holiday here in the United States, our call center will be closed tomorrow. However, it will be open on Friday. We know that we have a month end to work, so I want to give a shout out to our call center that even though it's a holiday here, they're coming in to support you, and we'll have business hours on Friday for you. Okay, so take advantage of that. let's talk a little bit more about what else we're doing. So Michael said that we're in 72 countries, almost 74, and that is correct, my friends. I want to remind you that we are open for pre-enrollments in Japan and Thailand. This is something that we announced during our global summit this year, and take advantage of it. Aaron and Chris will actually be in Japan in December. Chris, of course, is doing a lot of the operational side, and he's meeting also with some leaders, and Aaron is actually there to meet one-on-ones with many leaders. We have had calls in the past where we made the invitation to reach out if there's a leader there in that market that you would like us to meet with. We have pretty much filled our calendar slots now, so Aaron will be having one-on-one meetings. It's not an actual meeting that will take place that it's open to everyone such in a meeting setting, but it'll be one-on-ones. And just a reminder, Chris has talked a little bit about the culture and nature of this specific market for Numi. So this is what we are going to call an NFR market. And what does that mean? It means not for resale. The product is actually going to be shipped directly from the United States into Japan. And we are working really hard to make sure we have a good launch. We know that this is a great opportunity. There's a lot of interest in our products there. And I'm really excited to hear back from Aaron and Chris post their trip to see how everything's going to go. We'll have more news for you as they return to when we're actually going to make it available, when orders will be shipping, because again, right now we're in the pre-enrollment phase, and we'll continue to be in the pre-enrollment phase for the next little bit. So we'll keep you posted once when Aaron is back. And in fact, he might even share a few things with you when he returns, because we are planning a lot of fun things for December's Members Night. So you do not want to miss any of them up until the Christmas holiday. And you will have participation from, I'll just leave it at that, even from Aaron will be joining me. So that's Japan for us right there. The next thing we want to talk about is Achieve. My friends, I'm so happy as I've been looking at the Achieve reports daily. I'm starting to see that November was the month where everything's clicked. There's a lot of momentum. You know, we're past the 300 tier for swag items. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, what you can do to get it. But let's talk about this other concept that we launched during our summit. This was such a good summit that we had so much to offer. You know, as we're heading into 2025, we are going to continue fine-tuning some things for Numi's longevity and lifetime success. We're very happy. I feel that we have a lot of good support. And at the end of the day, we're here to facilitate this for you because you're the stars. This is a direct sales business opportunity. And, you know, we want to make sure that you feel supported. So we talked a lot about the Diamond trip on the last few weeks. And, you know, just thinking back about that, you do not want to miss. In January, we'll be able to talk more about Diamond retreats. But man, all I can tell you today is that I'm excited. We're not wasting time. And we're already looking into that heavily. So we're super excited. But in order for you to get to the Diamond retreat, we also came out with this Achieve concept. The Achieve concept has a few missions behind it. This again goes back to Stephen Scott. He talks a lot about Achieve in the personal development and what an achiever is. So, and we want you to be part of this. This is an opportunity for you to have a beautiful visit a beautiful destination. You can learn from Numi leaders, special guests, connect with the people in your region outside of your markets, and build new friendships with like-minded people. And then Aaron has also emphasized that he does want to add a lot of self-development to this, because we know, and we've heard talking with many of you, just how important that is. We know that a lot of you invest a lot of your energy and time into that, and we really like that concept. We think it's so important, and it does help us not only in the business, but in life in general. So we like that, and we congratulate you for doing that and sharing that culture with us as we're adapting it to our very own Numi culture. And share your passion, you'll have an unforgettable experience. So again, the qualification period we launched in July, it goes through the end of December, so we don't have much time, okay? And I have good news as well. Shortly after the qualification period's over, we'll be able to finally give you an answer of the question that you've been asking. What are the dates for these events? Well, we're getting closer. As we're ending the qualification, we'll have a number, and we'll be able to tease that. So you do not want to miss what we'll share at the beginning of the year for this. But I'll just remind you a little bit of where we'll be going, okay? So for the Asia Pacific region, we'll be going to Thailand, For Europe, and sorry, I just realized this is here. For Europe and the Middle East and Africa, we're going to Croatia. Super excited about that one as well. And for North America, so North America and South America is also in this now. So we're calling it the Americas. This is what we introduced in the summer, but the Americas will all go to Las Vegas. And that is an event you do not want to miss. We'll have further details, but for now, I want to invite you to continue having that focus. Next week, I'm going to highlight a lot of those people. I'm finishing the month, and we're going to recognize some of you that have accomplished things already and to motivate many others. So guys, I got some help. There's a really popular song called I Had Some Help Here that's been, but without putting jokes aside, you know, in the past, I showed you what this bag may have looked like. So I got some help from one of our really nice members of the corporate family who's modeling what you will get. So here's an opportunity for you to see the bag that you will be getting. Friends, with the Achieve promotion, everybody wins. With just 40 points, you can get this NewMe bag. And I'll show you a little bit why I like this concept so much. But in short words, this bag has the opportunity to come aside, the ability, and it has detachable magnetic buttons that attach. And what you see in the outside there with the NewMe branded side, that's actually a garment bag. So how many times, I know personally I have, every time I take a suit, I always end up taking a bigger suitcase because, you know, that's what will fit in there. But how many times have you just had a short weekend meeting somewhere and you wanted just to take a few items, but needed somewhere to put your skirts, your blazers, or your suits? Here you go, my friends. There's an opportunity. So let's see what that will look like in the inside, okay? I'll play you just a little clip here, and you will take it for yourself. So you can get an idea. As this opens, there's a duffel bag that's separate. It's also NewMe branded. So you don't need to take this full garment bag if you don't need it, but if you're just going on a weekend trip, there's a bag you can use. And this is one of my favorite parts. If you open that, right there, that's where you put your garments, such as your suits, your skirts, your blazers, and it has a nice place to hang it up with your hanger. And the handle on there is very comfortable. So what a nice gift you'll get. 40 points will get you that. You'll be starting to see that once we finish the promotion. The incentive, those are actually being made, and they'll be shipped to the regions that are participating, which is pretty much the entire world. And those winners will get the bag at 40 points. And we want you to use that bag to join us at the Achieve trip. So how do you qualify? I just want to clarify that one more time. So here's how it works. You get 1 point for enrollments, but I'll let you take a look at this and I'll explain a little bit further on how that works, okay? So there are two ways. You get it through enrollments, and I'll clarify what auto ships mean for those enrollments. So the points are active from July through December. And what that means is for you to earn 1 point, you must sign for any new personal enrollment that you have 100 points of qualifying bowling or more for the new enrollee. You will get 1 point as a sponsor, okay? Now, here's where I want to clarify. What does it mean by auto ships? Well, for that same member that you sign up between or during the qualification period, that new enrollee's auto ship when it runs or any subsequent order will get you 2 points as long as it's 100 QV or more. But that only applies to the new enrolled member that you have that has an auto ship or subsequent order. So that does not mean that if I place an order, I'm going to get points. No, that's just you will get the point for enrolling that new person and their activity. And so what happens if I enroll someone with a quarterly pack? Well, you get 5 points immediately then, and that's will generate from the beginning there. Now, that's how it focuses on enrollment. If you want to talk about rank advancements, this is actually really nice because this is a place where you will also get benefited for your success. So if you advance to a brand new rank, after senior member, of course, then you will get an opportunity to get 10 points from top. And that's not it. You will get 10 points for your personal rank advancement, but your frontline sponsor will also get 10 points for that individual. So that's where that counts. And that's only, as it says here, for someone that's individually directly enrolled under that person in the first level of the enrollment tree. Very important. Now, something else to keep in mind, the orders must be made during the qualification period, be in accepted status, and not be returned. What happens is an order is returned, well, that will adjust the numbers in the achieved promotion. So it's very important that you keep that in mind. And that will be automatically deducted. So don't lose any time on this. We're super excited. And just to get you even more excited, I'm going to highlight a lot of those people that have been winning lately. I have a list that I'm looking at almost daily, and it's getting bigger and bigger. It's filling up. It's going to take a lot of slides next week for you to see how many have achieved many things like getting the bag. I can tell you that I have a few hundred already that have achieved the bag. There are some that are getting the transportation voucher for 100 points. If you get to 150 points, you will get the hotel covered at the destination. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. And if you get to 200 points, we'll give you a travel voucher additionally. So each of these vouchers is worth $300 US. And the nice thing about these vouchers is we want to help you get there. So this will help you cover that. If you get the hotel, this is very important, my friends. That means you can come and you can bring a guest with you, as long as this is kind of a somewhat unprofessional definition, but it's kind of the norm that we adapted here. As long as you're okay sharing the bed with that guest, they're welcome to come. And the good news is that that guest can also join you at the meeting, okay? So they can join you there. I've had many questions say, Sergio, can I pay to be there? The answer is no. In order for you to be considered to be part of the meeting, you will need to have a minimum of 100 points and achieve the transportation voucher. Yeah, if you get to the 150, you get the hotel covered. But nobody loses here. Even just with 40 points, we don't want you to stop. We want you to use that bag on this trip. But if you get up to 40 points, you're going to get that really nice bag that we showed you today. We're very excited. I want to congratulate Fiona, who has actually helped us. For those of you that don't know her, she works with Asia. She's a regional manager there, and she's working really hard on the side to make sure that we have a good launch for Japan and Thailand. But that bag will be there for you. So we want to make sure that all this information is understood. If you have any more questions, you can be free to ask us. We're here for you to answer any of that. Just a clarification again on the customer service hours for the United States. We have our call center here. We will be closed tomorrow, but we will be operating Friday to make sure that we can support the month end, and you'll have all weekend to take advantage of the Blue Friday promotion. So do not want to miss next week's Members Night, because we will have a very special guest. And, talking with Michael in the last few days, we actually have a lot of good things lined up for the next 2 months, where we're going to focus a lot on one of the last things I wanted to talk about. But you'll hear more next week. Speaking about gratitude and about goal setting, we introduced this wonderful tool earlier this year. So this summit was just filled with launches, filled with good things. But we want to invite you. There's actually a way for you to become very familiar with the systems, and how we want to share this opportunity with 123 New Me. So just to give you an example, if you're not familiar with this tool, you can actually download it. This is printable, so you can even create a booklet like this. We did this locally here, just at a printer shop, and it's fairly cheap. But we have these tools for you. But let me give you an example here. So what is New Me 123? I constantly heard about it when I first joined the company, but I then found out that it's 1, you need to connect to tools. 2, you need to connect to leaders. And 3, connect to products. But one of the nice things, and this is what I want to start sinking into your minds today, okay, as we talk more about it next week, there's a 90-day checklist. So what happens when you, in the business world, join a new company? Let's just talk about a traditional job for a moment. I can tell you that if there isn't a good onboarding program, you're going to be quite lost. And so this applies to our industry as well. Many times, if the new member does not know where to go or what to do or what the next steps are, sometimes they may feel a little bit lost. So here's what I want you to do until next week. Access this wonderful tool. If you do not know how to get to it, you can help to help.newme.com. You do have availability to download and print it. And I want you to become familiar with this concept. So the challenge is we're closing the new year and starting a new year. I want you to think of the first 90 days. So even though those that are already very seasoned leaders on this call, Let's pretend that we're in our first 90 days here at Numi. We'll start with December, January, and February. So these are some checklists. This is what I want you to get familiar with. And as you start to develop and to think about these things, these are just nice reminders and checklists of what you can do to become very familiar with the growth and what you need to do on the next steps. I'll give you an example here. Sometimes even great leaders, I've seen this time after time. So they're the ones that I've seen have a lot of success in my career are those that always think as if they were brand new or they're looking for ways to help their downlines. So if you're thinking like you're brand new and you're still constantly recruiting, you're still constantly training, you're always going to have much more success. And, you know, everything is available to what you can do. We don't say you're going to get to a certain rank or anything like that. I want to make that very clear. But I can tell you just from serving, those leaders that work so hard are the ones that have that mindset. So if you search, you contact, you don't stop recruiting. Here's a little tip, for example, share your plan with 10 new people every week. Direct sponsor 15 to 20 people new over the next 90 days. That sounds like a bold challenge. It really is. I recognize that. Promote system meetings and make them important to your prospects. Increase your number of people connected to the system. Over the next 90 days, commit to making 2 new clients for a week. Read or listen motivational literature for 15 to 20 minutes every day. We talked a little bit about that concept as well. Commit, I really like this one. Commit to being a proactive and dynamic leader. Be consistent in the commitment to your sponsorship line. Smile and be happy. Let all the negativity flow away. Be thankful every day for what you have. So that's what it closes off with. And as we're talking about that gratitude with what I shared in the very beginning, we just want you to know how much gratitude we have for you again. One last announcement that I didn't mention, but I'll bring it up here, is this wonderful piece for the PRP program will begin shipping in this next coming week. I think you're going to start seeing this. So anyone that comes in with the PRP program, if you're interested in that, we have a whole section on that separately. But we did have on our members night recently, we had a wonderful training from Ron and Sherry regarding this. So I just want to let you know that these tools that have been introduced will begin shipping next week. So those of you that had anyone that purchased PRP back in before, once we launch it, we'll go back a few months just to make sure that we can get them the new material so they could take advantage of that. So those are the wonderful announcements. So that's what I want to leave with you today. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us and get a lot of people to join us next week on Members Night. Again, you'll get to hear from a very, very important guest within our company. And in the next coming weeks, you do not want to miss what we are preparing for you with some of our crowns, leaders, and just wonderful people that we're going to highlight from all over the world. In fact, I have some good surprises for you, and we'll get to hear the stories from many. And we wish you, for those of you that are here in the United States and even worldwide, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for being a part of Numi. Phoebe, I'll pass the time back to you. Or Michael, you can go ahead and, there we go.
Let's just wrap up together, Phoebe. So again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody who is in America. For the rest of you around the world that don't celebrate Thanksgiving, let's just make this a month to remember with the roll-up of the